There are some items in Assassin's Creed Shadows that are completely broken, as they make you insanely overpowered. I'll tell you everything you need to know in this video. Let's start with the Ropes of the Enraged. That doesn't only look great on Naoe, it also has this black shade following her, so when doing certain moves you look way cooler. But the big thing about this chest piece is that it notes that you vanish after 2 seconds while crouched or prone. Now this does not mean that at any point if you simply crouch or go prone you will disappear before the enemy's eyes. That's what I first thought when I read this, but no, it actually does not really work in combat or when throwing a smoke bomb. No, what it really does is that you have to be in stealth, and if you then crouch or go prone, after 2 seconds you get the shadow effect around you. So basically the same white silhouette triggers as if you were standing in the shadow during nighttime. But with this chest you can trigger it everywhere and also during daytime. So then enemies will just not see you. Also when you take them out one by one, they cannot really see you. They will walk up to you, but only when they get really close they will spot you, just like if you were standing in the shadows. It gets crazier though, because perks like the one from the Yuri Walker hood, where you get +2 health segments removed on assassinations in the shadows, also work in combination with this fake shadow that you can now trigger everywhere. You can find that hood in a castle, by the way, over here on the map. I put the perk on my hood that has +1 health segment removed on assassinations with a kunai, because the other crazy part is that these extra health segments that you can remove while in the shadows increase the damage of your kunai throw as well. I of course have the mastery points in the kunai upgrade as well, and now I can take out enemies with 7 health segments or less with a kunai. And when I take them out, they don't see me. I can even engrave the +2 health segments removed on assassinations from the rope you get after finishing the main story on this chest, for example. And then these kunai throws go up to 9 health segments, so you can insta-kill everyone. It's really overpowered. Of course, nice to have the tools back on a kill engraving on your trinket, and yeah, then you're really overpowered in combination with this chest piece. If you followed previous videos, then you know that you should be doing the weekly anomaly missions that open up early in the main story. From these you get data fragments that you can use to unlock levels in the projects, and these give you keys. And with these keys you can buy this outfit piece right now in the exchange at the time of this recording, or you'll have to wait for it to show up later, or it's of course in the Helix shop. Now moving on to items that are always in the game, like one makes Stealth Yasuke way more viable. Yasuke of course has these silent arrows that when he's not in combat remove up to 6 health segments if you fully upgrade it in the mastery tree. And yeah, that's enough for most enemies. The downside of these arrows though is that they are very limited. You can only carry 5 after getting all the quiver upgrades. But this is where the Blood Rainbow comes in, because with this you have a 100% chance to loot arrows from dead bodies, and this includes the silent arrows. So what you can do is take out every enemy in one shot, walk over their body, and get the arrow back that you just used. If you use the Master Archer headband that you can get from this castle over here on the map, you slow down time on headshots every 8 seconds, so you also have enough time to hit multiple enemies that stand close to each other before you enter combat. So you always benefit from the insane damage from the silent arrows and insta-kill everyone. Of course, make sure that you don't miss, as then you will not get the silent arrows back, although there are of course always quivers in the different camps that can refill your arrows. To get this bow you need to progress a bit into the Mourner main quest line, then meet Nobutsuna, and they can duel his students. You want to take out this target that you find all the way over here to get the bow. Now of course this is harder than doing stealth with the OP chest for Naoe, so you can get caught, but there are then still ways to very quickly get rid of the enemies. Yes, I'm now going to talk about the most broken item in the game for Yasuke and Naoe. Of course, if you like the video so far, leave a like, that would really help me out. And subscribe for way more Shadows content like this. Yes, we need to talk about Masakado's Vengeance. That gives 1% damage per unspent mastery point. And you can of course get a ton of these mastery points in this game, like even after reaching the max level. Every 14,000 XP you get will earn you a new mastery level, and this gives you another mastery point. And this of course next to the many enemies and targets that hand them out as well. Where this trinket gets crazy is because it's very easy to remove mastery points from the different mastery trees. So I now have this insane bow build with Yasuke where I only shoot arrows, so I just remove all the mastery points from the weapon skill trees that I don't use. So I only keep some of the bow skills. In the samurai tree I do get some important skills, and I like having the impale from the naginata just in case, but apart from that I remove everything, and I now have 240 plus mastery points. So that would be 240% extra damage. Also here I use the slow time on a headshot, and I use the 75% damage but limit health to 25% perk from the Samurai Daimyo Armor of Legend that you get from this castle over here on the map. I don't really get hit anyways, so the extra damage is nice. It makes sure that I can kill the tournament bosses in 3 and sometimes 2 hits, while without that perk, I will need 1 extra shot. Another key item for this is the Last Breath bow, where special ammo instantly triggers its affliction on a headshot. With the blood arrows, this means that you instantly trigger the blood, so get a huge damage spike, and then enemies will go down insanely fast. Although the regular arrows with this playstyle deal a ton of damage too. To get that bow, simply go after this main quest target and then complete the final mission here, the Requiem of Rokaku. But yeah, with the Masakado's Vengeance and the extra damage from the unspent mastery points, you can also insanely increase your melee weapon damage. I for example love this with the Kanabo, as you're basically smashing enemies around, especially when they have no armor. You insta-kill just a lot of targets. I'm using the Phantom Fist, also from one of the students that you have to duel. You find him over here on the map. This one almost instantly charges posture attacks, so you can launch enemies around. 2 hits to kill brutes. Ubisoft has been teasing lethal difficulty, where enemies die quicker but you take more damage as well, and this is the closest to already feeling what that will be like, with of course the 75% extra damage but limit your health to 25%, meaning that you can die pretty fast. I by the way use the elegant samurai outfit that gives 20% posture damage per adrenaline chunk filled, as I'm spamming these posture attacks anyways. This one is a reward from a coven you find over here on the map. Also great to use with the naginata, because the heavy posture attack from that weapon is insanely strong as well, also with the damage increase. The nice range and AoE means that you can keep the enemies further away from you, so it's easier to stay alive as well. But the insane damage increase from this trinket is the best with the #1 weapons from our top 5 best weapon combinations for Yasuke. With this you of course instantly do a posture attack with a sheeted attack, so without having to charge, which makes an enemy vulnerable as well. Then your next hit after this is an instant posture attack too. So you can basically do 2 sheeted attacks to kill any enemy, or in the tournament I need 3 of these attacks for almost every opponent, and they just have no response to it. Again, it feels like playing on that lethal difficulty. It's a ton of fun and insanely overpowered. To do this combo you of course want to use the Claw of the Tides weapon with the Loyal Traveler perk. To get the Loyal Traveler you want to open this legendary chest over here on the map, but to reach it you need to go from the Kamikura Shrine, take the west exit, parkour a bit, and then you will reach it. The Claw of the Tides is also a reward from a legendary chest over here on the map on the riverbank. And to get the amazing trinket, well, you have to beat the main story of the game, so Act 3 and roll credits, then you get it, you can't miss it. While with Naoe you can actually find this trinket in a coven over here on the map. And yes, this makes her insanely OP in combat too. I of course had to try this with my favorite Tento playstyle from the Shinobi's Fury, where you slow down time on an escape strike, and it's really insane. I now insta-kill every regular enemy with this combo, and by using the perk from the legendary Anamusha headband that you find in this castle over here on the map, I can vault after a sprint, so open up the enemy this way and then do the Tento escape strike combo, and even take out like very high health enemies very easily that would sometimes also block your incoming attacks. Insanely satisfying. Now overall, percentage damage increases for Naoe are less impactful than with Yasuke, because the base number for Naoe is way lower. So I need to try more things to make this work with the Kusarigama and the Katana, but got some ideas already. Like, want to do some cool builds, going more in depth on these fun playstyles and other playstyles. Of course, subscribe for that and to be up to date on future Shadows updates and DLC. A like of course would also really be awesome, and check out our previous video with tips on tricks I figured out after playing more than 100 hours of the game. You can watch it by clicking on the screen. I will speak to you very soon. Goodbye.